Welcome to Positive Talk Daily. Should you purchase a Nintendo Switch 2 or hold off? We're going to talk about that today. The Switch 2 is actually breaking records for 4 days straight at 3.6 million systems sold worldwide. That's the most of any Nintendo launch. Now, the biggest question is, should you purchase a Nintendo Switch yourself or should you hold off on the Nintendo Switch? Now, the question can be simple by looking at what we're seeing for sales and stuff. Now, the Switch is getting mixed reviews on Facebook. YouTubers are also having mixed reviews about the Switch 2. Its pack-in title is a Mario Kart World, which is the sequel to Mario Kart 8. So, I mean, a lot of people do like the system. There have been mixed reviews on it being a cheap cheap of hardware. It's not like the upgrade they were expecting. But I think so far Nintendo has done a fairly good job. Now, the question isn't that, is it worth upgrading now to the Switch 2? Or should you wait maybe a year or so and it comes down in price? Right now, it's the most expensive Nintendo system ever made, selling at $450 just for the actual system. And a lot of people are disappointed because a lot of people right now, the launch titles haven't been very good. Cyberpunk is one of the games that was released. A Donkey Kong game is coming out on the 17th, so next week. And then there is the Mario Kart 8 game, or Mario Kart World series game that is the pack-in title if you go with the $500 price tag model, which brings it up to $510 depending on what state you live in for taxes. Now, is the system worth $500? Now, some older Switch titles can get enhanced graphics, things like that. But here's the question, here's the thing. Nintendo is charging you $10 for, say, an upgraded Zelda game, or to get, a faster refresh rate, because the Switch 2 comes with 120 hertz refresh rate, an IPS panel. When the OLED Switch, because there is a Switch with an OLED panel, has a better, brighter picture than the newest system they just released. Now, you are getting a much faster chipset. You're looking at graphics closely matched to, say, a PS4 Pro, maybe closer to an Xbox Series X or Series S, more like the Series S in overall visuals. And it can do 4K 60. So that is good to see coming from Nintendo when it's docked in hand, when you take it from handheld mode and you put it into its dock. The question is it worth purchasing right now? And the question is no. We'll go over 5 reasons why that is right now. Number 5, the Switch 2 doesn't have many games right now. So buying any new system in its first, say, week or so, usually you're not going to have many games, so it's going to be lackluster at best, and this system is no different. Lack of titles. You just have a Mario Kart game that's packed in. You do have some other mini games that are, and it has the same overall system as a Switch 2, as original Switch. So if you have a standard Switch or a Switch OLED, do not upgrade. Yes, it is going to increase the graphics on some older games, but you will have to pay out. Number 4 reason why you shouldn't upgrade is Nintendo's got a new rule now that if you try to mod the system in any way, shape, or form, they can break the system. So you're buying basically a $450 system or a $500 console that's supposed to be yours, but Nintendo says they can break the system if you break the breach of contract. So if you buy the system and you want to, say, add a background to it, you want to change out the Joy-Cons, mod it or something, you want to mod it in any sort of way, shape, or form, you cannot do that. They will break the system automatically. Okay, and the system, number 3, has to be online at all times. Kind of reminds me of the Xbox One in some ways, the original Xbox One. So it's kind of a pain in the ass. Also, one of the other things that we're seeing with the Switch 2 is, and that's number 2, again, if you mod the thing, like we said at number 3, they can break the system. You're spending $450 and you have no say on what you can do with the console. If you want to mod it, turn around, whatever, they'll break the system. And number 2, the games are not yours. You buy the Mario Kart World game, you just get a box. You just get the case. And the case is just, when you open it, it's just a downloaded game. Just downloaded, no more physical copies. So now it's just a downloaded game, so it's a digital copies. Now, not everybody has fast internet connection. So that's another issue as well. Now, the good news is you can still play the old Switch games. And if you're buying this right now with as many games that are said to come out soon, there is a new Splatoon game coming out very soon, they said. That new Donkey Kong game, which is more like a Donkey Kong 64 clone, sort of, with better graphics. Again, right now, in its early stages, many people buying this are just going to be buying this as a glorified Switch on steroids. Okay, basically, you'll just be playing your older games, which is fine. We are being told that there have been some upgrades to, say, Fortnite. So when you play Fortnite on the Switch 2 versus the Switch 1, much faster loading times, and the graphics are on par with, say, a PS5 or PS4 Pro. Okay, so you are going to get some upgrades for sure, but is the price tag really worth $450? The question is no. If you are in the market, and this is number one, if you're in the market for a Switch 2, stick with the Switch OLED. A lot of folks are just sticking with what they have for now. Nintendo says they will continue to support the Switch for a while, and hopefully that will continue, as it's that's the highest selling Nintendo console of all time, even overtaking the Wii in sales. So hopefully, a lot of people are out there making loom and gloom videos saying that the Switch 2 is the next Wii U. I don't agree with that. The Wii U only sold 13 million systems in its lifetime. Okay, even when the Wii U came out in its first week, they were breaking records too. So it is possible. I think the Switch 2 has a better gaming lineup than the Wii U. Okay, and it's going to be better than the Wii U. Okay, it may be it might not be as big of a successor as, say, the Switch 1, but it will still be better than, say, the Wii U. Not many systems were as poor selling as the Wii U. But the good news about the Wii U is it still has life. And if you mod it, you can get a lot out of it. For Mr. Positive Live, I'm Mr. Positive. Avoid buying the Switch 2 right now. Now, they are breaking records. 3.6 million systems sold. They're sold out completely everywhere. You can buy them on eBay, but they're going to be like scalper price at $800. Avoid paying it. It's not even worth it. A lot of mixed reviews on Mario Kart World. The multiplayer kind of sucks. They said the server is not very good right now. So just be aware. Stick to your Switch 1. For Mr. Positive Live, I'm Mr. Positive.